Welcome to CATS Tutorials, and in this video we are asked to transform the Y network into a delta network. Now here's a little trick which I use to remember the formulas. So basically going to transform this. So basically going to transform this, what we have here, a Y network, right, into a delta network. So the delta is on the outside, and so we have given R1, R2, and R3. And this is A, B, and C. So RA will be here, RB will be there, and RC will be there. So we want to find RA, RB, and RC. That's what the question says. Transform the Y into a delta. So to remember the formulas, here's what you do. Let's start with RA. Now, what you do is you look at the resistor, which is opposite RA, or the element which is here, whatever name you give to it. So the element here is facing R1. So you draw a line and you put R1 at the bottom. Now this resistor here is facing R2. So RB is facing. So RB is facing R2. So you draw a line, divide by R2. Now finally, RC is facing R3. So RC, you draw a line, divide by the one it's facing, which is R3. And then finally, what you do is you multiply all the possible pairs of resistors which are present and add them up. So we have R1 and R2, we have R2 and R3, and finally R1 and R3. So R1, R2, R3 and R3 and R2, and finally R1 and R. So this is all you do. This is a little trick which I use to remember the formulas. So once again, you take the resistor, you look at the value which is opposite, and you draw a line, you put that resistor at the bottom, and then at the top, you multiply each resistor pair and add them up to find your delta value. So in this case, you're going to have RA somewhere here, we're going to have RB somewhere there, we're going to have RC up here, just like in this diagram here. So let's work with real values so you can see how this works. So R1 in this case is over there, which is 10. So all of this divided by 10 to find this value. Let me use a different color to find this value, which would be somewhere there called RA, and then a value there called RB, and the value up here called RC. So let's find RA. RA is looking at that resistor there. So we draw a line, then we divide by 10, and we multiply all the possible resistor pairs. So 10 multiplied by 20 plus 20 multiplied by 40, and finally 10 multiplied by 40. Now we just basically punch this into a calculator, and the answer should be 35 ohms. And you do the same for the others. So I'm going to give the others as homework. you're just simply going to have the same thing. So what you can do is you can find whatever value is at the top here. So it's going to be the same for all of them. For RA, RB, and RC, the value at the top, as you can see, is always going to be the same because you are always multiplying and adding the same resistor pairs. But what's different is what is beneath the formula. So each resistor is opposite to a different one. So you're going to divide by a different one. So I'm going to give you the others as homework. Just simply punch in the values and find the value at the top and then divide by different resistors depending on which is opposite which. And the answers you should get for RB is 70 ohms. And the answer which you should get for RC is 140 ohms.